In Motion, we allow you to dive even deeper into creative analysis with our Creative Insights section. To access this, there's two different areas you can do this in. Head down to the table chart, and in each one of these groups, you're going to see the Creative Insights option here, or I can simply click into any thumbnail I see in Motion, and you're going to see Creative Insights right there at the top. Once you go in here, there's two different areas which are really neat to pull additional analysis from. Both our video click-through rate chart at the top or gender and age breakdown below. Now, on TikTok side of things, they give us a little bit more detail into this area, which is really amazing. They essentially show you the exact seconds people start to click out and go straight to your website. So what this chart shows us is essentially right around the 8-second mark. That's when we get our first peak, our first spike, which means that that was the moment that people started to click out to go to our website, which we can then say, what were we saying right before that 8-second mark? What was happening? What kind of calls to action were we saying? What kind of problem solutions were we focusing on? What kind of messaging was being said right before 8 seconds? Because right then at that part, we had a spike out of people clicking out. So that can give us a really good indication of what's working in the account. So are we using this messaging then on maybe landing pages? Should we use it for other types of ad content because we know whatever we said right before then is working really well? So you can start to pull some really great additional insights from these different peaks and spikes within this chart here, specifically for TikTok, to again show you what kind of things you want to try in the future for ads. Now, pairing that with the gender and age breakdown section below, we can start to see what audiences we're also reaching in terms of impressions. So if we're saying that that messaging we used right before that 8-second mark is working really well, we can also see here it was for some of the younger generations. So we are hitting that younger age range in terms of this rather than the older age range, which again could help us to say, okay, we know this messaging and this type of content is working well for our younger age ranges. Saying so, let's make sure we keep that in mind as we're making more content that we also want to hit some of those younger age ranges and demographics. So that's how you can start to pull additional insights from our Creative Insights section. One thing to note is that on Meta side of things, they only give us a video plays chart, so a little bit less detail than on TikTok side of things. You're not going to see the exact seconds that people are clicking out. You're only going to start to see when video plays started to decrease. So you're going to see a drop-off point, and that's going to essentially tell you that either people just kept scrolling and they left the ad, or they actually did click out and go to your website. So we just don't have that exact clarity on Meta side of things. What I like to do is if you're running both TikTok and Meta, is on TikTok side of things, try and pull out as many insights as you can, and then try that same strategy on Meta side of things. Most cases that can work. Again, it's going to be very dependent on your brand and what type of messaging you're doing on both types of channels. But again, just allowing you to pull even deeper insights out of the Creative Insights section.